Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. For those who don't know, I'm Rachel. I am a financial wellness coach, and I am joined by my lovely friend Amanda. And if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Sure. My name is Amanda Costura. I am a clinical social worker and owner of Carve Your Own Path, a nonprofit focusing on holistic wellness.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Okay. So Amanda and I are talking today around the holidays. I mean, as of the day we're recording this, it is November 15th. So it is very close to Thanksgiving. Can't believe it's next week. And obviously, Christmas is right around the corner. And then we've got New Year's, and there's just a lot going on this time of year. And so we're talking about the holidays and how to handle sometimes the stress and financial burdens that can happen during the holidays. I think it's fun. We all want to think that this is so much fun and we're spending all this time with family and we're enjoying ourselves, but oftentimes a lot of us are feeling a lot of stress and anxiety. So we just wanted
hmm
to talk a little bit about how to handle that. Amanda, do you have any sort of good tips for how to handle, this time of year when you are just feeling sort of that stress and anxiety around just getting everything done and your family's coming and, it can just be a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's interesting because we had to I have Rachel knows this, but we have a podcast too. And last time our guest had to last minute cancel and we're like, you know what, we're gonna pivot and still do an episode. We don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna do it anyway. And a lot of this got covered. So
Oh.
it is kind of fresh on my mind. Um, but other things are coming to mind as well. So like the biggest thing for me is reducing your expectation or not reducing, but making your expectations realistic, right? And making them in alignment with your values rather than trying to keep up with the Joneses or trying to appease your parents or family. So a big thing that I think of that I had to work through is like professional photos, right? Like Christmas pictures that you're going to have on these beautiful
Mm.
cards that you send out to everyone. And like, I'm like, oh, I have a kid now. Like, I'm probably supposed to be doing that. My kid hasn't had a single professional photo and he's about to be 15 months old, right? Like, and I still have to be like, no, but I have like 4 million photos on my iPhone that
Yeah.
are fine and will be beautiful in the thing, right? So that's one of them is like adjusting that expectation and recognizing that it's not necessary. Another part of that was like when we had his birthday party over the holidays. Again, this might be something like you're sending invitations out, like maybe you're hosting a New Year's party even or a Friendsgiving and you want to have invitations, like not feeling like you have to spend money on Vistaprint and beautiful
Hmm.
photos, like make a graphic on Canva, use the free version, text it to everybody, send it in a Facebook chat, and be done, right? Like
Or you can email
simplify
it.
your life. Email, yeah, right? Like make your life simple and
Yeah.
get that baggage of expectation off your back.
Yeah. And be you, right? Like you mentioned, like don't do what the next person's doing because you feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing. If that's not really you and that's not something you're comfortable with. I'll be very honest. I don't know anybody who like their true self is taking fancy photos and putting them on a beautiful card and spending a lot of money and stressing over getting everyone's addresses. I mean, the people I know that do that are forcing themselves to do it because they feel like that's what they should be doing, but they're not really comfortable with it. So like that's doing so many things. Number one, you're spending money on something you don't need to spend money on. Number two, you're stressing over something that is like stressing over just getting everything together, but then you're also stressing because you're going outside of your own comfort zone. Like this is actually not what
Mhm.
you would normally be doing. Um, and your
And
friends
you're
and
spending
family,
money on these like coordinating outfits, right? Like just to match, like you're out
pajamas,
spending
we all
extra
have the
money
same
when you already
pajama.
have
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I've got someone that I know who wants to do pajamas and and they buy new pajamas every year. And my response is always, I have so many pair of pajamas. I can wear pajamas. That's fine if that's what you want to do for the holiday, but I'm not buying new ones.
Mhm.
So like you just have to like stand up for yourself, but also like remember that your friends and family love you because of who you are. And so if you're going outside of your comfort zone and you're doing something that makes you uncomfortable, that is really not you, and then you stop doing that, they will be okay because they love you for who you are. And if they don't, well, that's a different story.
They
But
love you, not your performance.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I'm a big proponent of like emails and texting, like you just said. So it's so funny you
Mhm.
said that because that was going to be one of my tips too, is like create some fun cards on Canva or whatever you use. There's other platforms that you can do for free.
Excuse me.
and send a text or send an email. I think, I don't know. And plus, like, we all get crap emails and we're all deleting them all the time. And so it could be like, oh my gosh, what did I get? This is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's so much, and we put so much pressure on ourselves. I've been doing some short videos around like sort of Christmas and gift giving and like how to sort of handle some of that money. But one of the things is like share the burden. So if you are hosting Thanksgiving, that should not mean that you are making the turkey and the potatoes and the stuffing and the gravy and you have to clean your house and you're doing all these other things. It doesn't mean that you have to do it all just because you're hosting. And it also doesn't mean that if you're not hosting, you shouldn't bring anything with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
share that. Ask your friend, like I will be very clear what I'm doing. So Thanksgiving, I'm hosting. We have a small family, so it makes it easy, but I'm hosting. We are doing the turkey and we're doing the stuffing, which secret, we do stovetop in a box. So it's super easy, but we love it. And then I have a family member bringing the potatoes. I have a family member bringing the dessert and a family member bringing the vegetable. So, but like we're doing a turkey, we're putting a turkey in the oven and we're opening up a box of stuffing. Like that's all we're doing, and that's fine. We will have plenty of food. There will be enough for everybody. We will all enjoy our time together. But like my partner and I will not be stressing over how much there is to do because we're not putting it all on ourselves.
Yes. I was gonna say something similar. We're hosting a friend. Well, not I'm not hosting. I actually diverted hosting. Our house is actually the best to host. We have the most room for all the people. And I had to set a hard boundary because I knew I did not, this is not necessarily like financially related, but just on getting comfortable setting boundaries. Like I did not have the capacity to prepare, clean, organize all the things to host people, then have the energy to host
Yeah.
and then have the energy to clean up afterward. So again, we're compromising. Another friend is hosting. I'm bringing a couple tables and folding chairs. We're doing a potluck. So like kind of
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like
Mm-hmm.
we all like made a menu ahead of time so that nobody is doing the majority of the
Yeah.
labor. And then we also do a secret Santa every year. We use
Mm-hmm.
Elfster, which is really cool. If no one's
Uh-huh.
familiar with Elfster, it's a pretty
Yeah.
cool a website. But we do this year we did I think $30 for adults, and then we also have a little kid, like a kids one for like $10 because we have so many
Mm-hmm.
kids amongst us. But there are some people that are like, you know what, I can't afford that this year, or hey, you know what, we have way too many exchanges with the kiddos, so my kid's not going to engage, and no one was mad, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so that's
Yeah.
another thing too, is like if someone sets a boundary with you financially or in any other way, respect that,
Yeah.
right? It's not harming you at all. It stinks
Yes.
that they won't participate and their kid won't get anything, but that's okay. We can still make it all go around for who's left.
Right. And if that's what they really want, like I was just telling someone earlier today, it's funny because we're talking about this, like if somebody really truly says, I don't want a gift, that is not something I want, I don't want that, and you get them a gift anyway, you're not doing that to be nice. You're doing it because it makes you feel better. So
Mm-hmm.
like respect other people's wishes. And it will be fine. It will be better if you all are respecting each other. And something that's it's I know we get a lot of stuff in our ears, right, and in our brains this time of year about giving and all that stuff, and that's great. But remember that the holidays are should be about spending time with each other and enjoying each other's company and not spending tons of money. It shouldn't be about this fancy meal I just made, and it shouldn't be about all these gifts that I'm giving. It should be how are we best going to spend time together? And if that means we're all going to show up in our pajamas and bring whatever our favorite dish is and watch a movie, fantastic if that's what works for your family. So yeah, we all want to eat good and we all want to like feel good with each other, and that's how you do it. You do what is comfortable for you and for everybody, and again, what is easier, because gosh, we put so much pressure on ourselves and there's so much to do and there's cleaning and there's shopping and whew, I'll be honest, I don't do hardly any shopping. My partner and I actually decided this year we're not even going to do gifts because we're going on a nice vacation, we've got other things going on,
Mm-hmm.
because the gift is really not what's super meaningful. I think that's what's portrayed and that's what's thrown in our faces all the time. But in reality, that's actually not what's you can get someone a small gift. I'm not saying don't buy any gifts ever, but don't put so much pressure on yourself and don't spend too much money on something that's actually stressing you out and making it less enjoyable.
Yeah, I think like doing what's in alignment with your values
Yeah.
is kind of the key there. And then this is the other side, and maybe Rachel won't find this so popular because she's always trying to help you save money and budget. But for me, for my mental and emotional wellness and sanity, if my life is so chaotic that it is easier for me to go to the store and buy something that is already put together for this food thing, right? I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm willing to sacrifice. So if I don't waste the money on the Christmas cards that I don't truly value and care about, and I'm only doing this to do that, then I have that, right? I have that extra $5, $10 to spend on a convenience item at Giant Eagle Market District that's already put together and I can just
Yeah.
take it and go. And
Yeah.
I don't have the shame. And I know my friends won't shame
Yeah.
or judge me because I brought a
Yeah.
dish, right?
Right.
So on the
Right.
other end of it is like balance that financial well-being and budget with your sanity and your needs on the day to day.
Well, this is a really fantastic for me to clear up a common misconception about my business, as we were just talking about earlier, is like, I don't actually like care or like, bear with me. I don't really care where my clients spend their money. What I care about is if they feel good about where they're spending their money. So it's not just about constantly saving, because you also don't want to constantly be saving. What are you saving for? Like, there's got to be reasons for it.
Right.
But yeah, I
Mhm.
want you to like to feel like, if cleaning particularly is something that literally stresses you out to the max and you can't imagine doing it and you will be like overwhelmed trying to do it, then you've got to find a way to fit a cleaning person into your budget and spend
Mhm.
that money on that person to come and clean your house so that you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, like if something like, because money is a tool, right? And part of that tool should be to help us be less stressed out. And so oftentimes, unfortunately, like people do too much and then it starts stressing them out because then they've got debt or whatever. But it should also be like, yeah, I don't have time. I literally don't have time. I cannot imagine baking these cookies right now because I will be up until midnight. I won't get any sleep, and then if you have the money, then yes, of course, go buy the cookies, go buy them already made. No one's going to care as long as it tastes good. So yeah, it's important to spend the money where you want to spend it. And so like, again, like going back to those Christmas cards, like if that's really outside of your comfort zone, don't do that, because then you're going to have that money to spend on something that is really important to you, that is impacting you, and that is going to make your life happier and less stressed. So that's really what it's about. It's about finding those things that you really care about and getting rid of all those things that you don't, because then you're going to have that money to be able to spend on the things that you really do care about.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it. Okay. Well,
Yes to all the
sorry.
things.
What do you say?
No, I was just gonna say yes to all the
Oh
things.
yeah.
And obviously I could talk about this stuff all day, but we like to keep these short.
I know. It just really is so important to really like prioritize and what is important to you and focus on those things, and don't do the other things just because other people are telling you should. And the holidays is a great time that tons of people are telling you should do certain things, and it's not fair. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to take care of yourself.
Stand up for
Okay.
yourself.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah, you really do have to take care of yourself. I know a lot of times people struggle with that, like, it feels selfish. No, it's not selfish. If you are not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but it is true. Makes sense. You got to do it.
There's nothing wrong with being selfish. I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there. Like it has a bad connotation. Like selfish is supposed to
Yeah,
be bad because it doesn't align with capitalistic society of being a producer, right? It is okay to take care of yourself and it is necessary to take care of yourself. Even the fastest car on the racetrack has to have a pit stop. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not okay to be selfish. It's mandatory, right? I mean, you have to take care of yourself and you have to like set boundaries. We're going in a whole other direction. We could like talk forever. But the holidays are also an important time to set boundaries and really truly take care of yourself. Because if you're really not enjoying your holidays, then why are you doing it? Right? Like, we need to just find ways to just relax and just enjoy our time. So, okay. So I hope everyone feels a little bit better about like saying no to some things and not doing everything that everybody else is doing, and really can focus on the things that are important to them and that makes sense for them. So I hope everyone does enjoy their holidays and they're able to just relax and enjoy their time. So thanks, Amanda, for joining me. This was great. And I'm not super great at technology, but I'm going to try to link Amanda's podcast in my description on YouTube. So you guys can check that out too. That'd be awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
Well,
Thanks,
thanks
Rachel.
everyone. Yeah.